I have all these demos set up, and then all of a sudden I just get out there in left field and start doing my own stuff. So I could teach this class in my sleep, but sometimes I do practice some of these demos to make sure they're set up right. And I did this one, but I'm out there in space. I've deviated from my plan here. So first section, there's my closing point. Second section, there's my closing point. Now let's do guides. So I'm going to select here's a guide, here's a guide, there's a guide. Preview. See, it's not working. It's not working because I don't have guides here. Okay, that makes sense. That actually does make sense. So I want to get rid of this one. Yes, I want to get rid of that one. I want to do it this way. We'll do it the Chris way. I'm going to name this after Chris. All right, so boom, and then there. So closing points, again, I can't emphasize enough. Check your closing point, check your closing point. Now I'm going to go down to guide and then pick my 4 guides this time. Preview, it works. Oh, wow, it did work. Notice how it's following those guides. You can see where it's showing you the manual computed spline as well. Notice I didn't have to do any manual coupling, and it just took me straight to tangents and then worked with tangents and then curvature because I'm doing the guide option this time. Now let's see if I can throw in my manual spine. This may overcomplicate CATIA, but let's see. Nope, still works. A little bit of a different effect from my model, but it still worked. But that's using guides. I should have put these in a geometric set. Put all this stuff in geometric set. So let me show you. This is really cool here. If I could, I might blow my model up here, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to go back to my spline. I should have put this in a geometric set. That way I can see what's happening. But I can adjust this tension value. So you notice how the spline is moving? And so it's kind of lopsided now because I adjusted that tension value. If this was in a geometric set, I wouldn't be having this issue. I can adjust the tension value over there on that side as well. So you notice how it's adjusting my shape. That's just a cool thing about working with splines. We use splines. In my 458 class, surface modeling, I rarely let my students do sketches. Everything they have to do is with splines. So I really, really heart splines, working with splines in 458. Even when sketches would work better, I typically go, no, use a spline because you've got a lot of this capability about the tension control that really helps you with your design. So that's guides and also spines. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to take these, cut them, and throw them in here. So let me do this one more time, just so you can see. Turn these sketches and hide them. I love this stuff. So I can talk about it all day. So even though I could teach it in my sleep, it would be a wonderful dream I would be having. So if you're a product design major, you should be thinking the same thing. So notice I'm picking my guides, preview, it looks great. Oh, notice my spine. Let's go with the spine I created. Boom, there we go. So I've got a beautiful model. I want to unhide them. Now, hopefully I can show you, since I put them in a geometric set, I can come in here and modify that spline now with and see the model update. See how the model is updating? So I'm increasing that to 1.6, so it's supposed to be a symmetrical part. So come over to my other spline. I never did a point. Let me turn my sketch back on. Oh, oh, there we go. Update cycle. That's really weird. I picked something there I wasn't supposed to pick. So let me go. Now I got it to work. Now I need to make that 1.6. But notice how the model, when I update this with the spline, is updating with it. So a lot of advantages there to using a spline if you want to play around with it. Now these are not splines; they are splines. Or these splines? No, I did this with a line. So, but again, splines and surface modeling are really cool. This is a solid part, so it's not even a surface model, but it's getting complicated, right? So it's getting interesting. I like to say interesting. That's getting very, very interesting. Questions about that? And this is with the Chris approach, which I really like now. Okay. Last demo, and I'll be done. Promise. I say I promise. I don't really promise that. I did have another demo 4. This is going to be important for you for this lab assignment. I added this today. So, so what I want to do is create a loft of a bottle. So I'm going to create a bottle, and I'm going to show you some tricks here. Let me stop recording and then start a new